What's happening, Saints fans? Thank you so much for tuning into Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I am your host, Trace Giroud. No matter where you are or how you're watching, we greatly appreciate you for making us a part of your day. In today's show, we got some major injury updates around some key starters for the New Orleans Saints, and we're going to go through all of the information that you need to know. But before we do, got to give you a friendly reminder to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 40K. We're just this close away to help your boy out. Hit the sub button. That way you never miss any news, rumors, updates, or any sort of buzz around the black and gold. And that way you can also be the smartest Saints fan at your squad. Now let's start things off with some good news around Chris Olave. The injury report on Christmas Day, December 25th, it was an estimated report. And in that estimated report, he was a full participant. But on Thursday, December 26th, he was a full participant. And right now, Darren Rizzi is saying that he is considered day to day, in terms of returning from his concussion, and he has been out since week 9 against the Carolina Panthers when he suffered that concussion early. It was the second one of the season, so obviously you want to be careful and you want to address the head injuries very, very, you want to be very aware and you want to have a very smart approach with a head injury. And to be totally honest, let's have the conversation. Should Chris Olave play? Abso-freaking-lutely not. You cannot put number 12 back on the field. It would be stupid. It would be a disservice to him. It would be a disservice to this team. There is absolutely no reason to risk the future of your offense, a potential perennial star wide receiver. There is no point in risking his future and his long-term health to win 2 meaningless football games at the end of the season in what's already been a 2024 season that is entirely lost. It would be stupid to get him on the field at any point this season. I think it's really, really good news that he has returned, and I think overall the outlook and the takeaway should be positive. But do not put him back on the field. That would be a terrible decision, especially considering right now Derek Carr, he still may not be playing this upcoming week. He did miss practice on Thursday ahead of week 17. He's been dealing with an injury in his non-throwing hand. That's his left hand. And he also, in case you didn't know, was dealing with a concussion as well. But right now what's keeping him off the field is that hand injury. And Darren Rizzi giving an update saying that his grip strength gets a little bit better every day and it's improving. So right now for Derek Carr, there's just gradual improvement. And the door isn't closed on him returning for week 17. I don't think it's very likely, but maybe in week 18. So for this upcoming week, Spencer Rattler will be the starting quarterback. Darren Rizzi informing media and informing the fan base that if Derek Carr cannot go, you should expect to see Spencer Rattler start against the Las Vegas Raiders. And that's just another reason why I don't think Chris Olave should go out there and play. It's nothing against Spencer Rattler. It's just a matter of the fact that there's no reason to hurt Chris Olave and risk injury further from him. Or risk further injury for Chris Olave, especially when you have a rookie that may not be fully developed, which he isn't. He is not fully developed. He's not 100% ready to roll. So for me specifically, I think that Spencer Rattler starting is a good decision, but putting Chris Olave on the field would be a terrible decision. We are rooting for you, number 12. We love you, Chris Olave. And if you want to help me send some positive vibes and some love over to Olave's way, get in the comment section. Get in the comments section. Type. What am I trying to say here, Allie? This is ridiculous. Type those 12s in the comment section. Show some love to Big Play Olave because we want to see him back on the field better than ever next season. Now, another player who will be out or who's likely going to be out for the game against Las Vegas is Alvin Kamara. Darren Rizzi hasn't officially ruled him out, but he has not participated up to this point in filming this video in practice. He is still 50 yards away from getting that first 1,000 rushing yard season of his entire career. And Darren Rizzi adding a little bit of context here. I saw him today doing his rehab this morning. He was in really good spirits. I don't know on this short week if he's got a realistic shot, but I think he has a very realistic shot the following week against Tampa Bay. So for Alvin Kamara and his groin injury, it likely will keep him out in week 17. However, in week 18, should be able to have the opportunity to hit that 1,000-yard mark. Now, this does bring up a big chance and a big opportunity for Kendre Miller, and a lot of fans are over here discussing the fact that he hasn't been playing a lot. He wasn't on the field a lot against Green Bay, and that is true. But there is something to say about that he hasn't totally, fully learned all of the aspects of the offense because he's been dealing with injuries all throughout the offseason and all throughout, or preseason, excuse me, and throughout the regular season. So for Kendre Miller specifically, I do think he needs to get more run and he needs to get a lot of snaps, but there is a reason that he wasn't getting as much run as like Jordan Mims, for example. And, again, injuries have derailed his career up to this point. That doesn't mean that he still can't prove something because he is a very physical runner. I like what I've seen in his 4 yards per carry, 145 yards, a touchdown against the Giants. He's been running really physically and he's been running really well. It's just a matter of putting all of it together and proving that he can be the future of the running back room for New Orleans. Now, coming up, we have to discuss a lot of players that are actually going to be out for the rest of the season. Really bad injury updates for some really important players in the trenches and in the wide receiver room. So we got to discuss that here in just a second. But I want to say thank you so much to Tushy for sponsoring today's video. And honestly, guys, a household full of guests is a wonderful thing, especially in the holiday season, till you realize that they're all going to be hanging out in your bathroom and making a mess and stinking up the joint. And to give your bathroom and give yourself and your guests a fighting chance, you got to check out the Tushy bidets. And I absolutely love my Tushy. It took less than 10 minutes to install, and the Tushy bidets help clean up a crappy situation. So if you're like me and you forgot to get some gifts, if you're a crappy gift giver, let Tushy clean that mess up, because also we'll keep that hiney shiny. It's so easy to use. You sit down, you do your business, you turn the knob for a refreshing stream of clean water, and once you're done, you simply pat dry with some toilet paper. And people who have made the switch to Tushy use up to 80% less toilet paper, so that means no more clogged toilets, and you can save your money and your ass at the same time. So give the gift of practical luxury that benefits everyone in your household. Go to hellotushy.com/chat right now to grab your deal before it's gone. And don't forget to give us a shout out while you're there and let them know that Saints Now by Chat Sports sent you. Go to hellotushy.com/CHAT for the best gift this holiday season. Like I said, I don't care if you're a crappy gift giver. This can clean that mess up. Hit the link in the comments or description of this video. Now, Darren Rizzi did give some updates around some of the guys in the offensive line. Lucas Patrick and Erik McCoy are two players who have been dealing with injuries all season long. And right now, the outlook is not too good for both of these players. Rizzi's saying that he thinks Erik McCoy and Lucas Patrick are going to miss the next couple of games. So let's give a quick update around Erik McCoy. Obviously, Lucas Patrick, he could be out for the next couple of games, but Darren Rizzi specifically saying he does not see Erik McCoy returning to game action right now. He's dealt with the groin injury this season. Right now, it's an elbow injury that he suffered against the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. Worth noting, this is a good update. Not an overall, but this is positive news, a silver lining among all this. It doesn't require surgery. He avoided major injury and something super severe, so that is good news in the long run. Obviously, the season sucks. It's damn near over, and I can't wait for it to be done, but Erik McCoy, his season is officially over. And it's also the same for Bub Means, the rookie wide receiver, 5th-round pick out of Pitt. The 21-day practice window for him was opened up 21 days ago. Now about 22 days ago, actually. But now it's closed. It expired. So he has to now revert back to IR. He was dealing with an ankle injury, and he was starting to rehab, and he came back to practice. You were starting to think he might get to be back on the field, and the Saints might get a little extra help in that wide receiver room. However, he had a setback during recovery, so it's going to be a little bit more time for him to get healthy. Hopefully for next season we can get him back on the field because, to be honest, I liked what I saw from Bub Means in his very limited action. 9 receptions on 15 targets. He had 1 touchdown and 7 first downs. So that means 8 of his 9 catches either extended or completed a drive. So for me, I really like that. Over 13 yards per catch. It was a really impressive touchdown from Spencer Rattler to Bub Means against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers earlier in the season. And he is a player that I want to see more from. Very, very eager to see more from Bub Means, especially with Spencer Rattler, because it's very obvious that there is a connection between the two of them. They have some chemistry. And if you go back and look at reports from training camp and from early in practices and whatnot, you heard and you saw a lot of connections from Spencer Rattler to Bub Means connecting on passes and connecting a lot with practice and building that chemistry and building the rapport so that way they can become a good wide receiver and quarterback duo. And so I am eager to see more from Bub Means. I want to see him on the field, and I want to see him be very active next season because I think that his size profile is interesting. I think that he has a really good skill set, and he's very athletic, and I do believe that he can make a really good impact in a wide receiver room, quite frankly, that is very, very depleted. Has some good top-end talent in Chris Olave. Rashid Shaheed, he's fine. But at the end of the day, I want to see more from Bub Means. I'm eager to see more from Bub Means. And there's my TED Talk about Bub Means. So really quick, I want to inform you guys about the limited participants as well at practice on Thursday. Juwan Johnson, he was limited with a foot injury. Nathan Shepard, he missed last week with an eye injury that popped up right before the game. He was limited on Thursday. Payton Turner, he's been dealing with an ankle injury. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, he was out last week. He is now looking to return this week against the Las Vegas Raiders in that final home game of the season. Now, thank you so much for watching today, Saints fans. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys were a little bit entertained. So if y'all don't mind, feel free to subscribe to the channel to get more Saints videos every single day, multiple live shows a week. On top of that, you can help support the show by liking the video. And if you guys have some thoughts, if you think that I got something wrong, or if you think that I made some good points, get in the comment section. Share your thoughts. I encourage the conversation. I encourage the discourse because I'm also going to be replying to you guys down below. Saints fans, y'all stay golden. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time.